Hello. So I get to start my IVF cycle. Today is Tuesday, February 8th, and I got my period on Sunday. So I had to drive to my clinic yesterday, which was Monday, in order for them to do what's called like a baseline appointment. So they had to do an internal ultrasound, take some blood tests just to make sure that like, yes, everything is like quiet, looking good for me to start my injections. And so today is now cycle day 3, which is when you start your injections, or at least for me. My clinic kind of does a more natural approach, so I didn't have to take any birth control to like stop my cycle or anything like that. We are starting this like on my own natural cycle. I actually had to borrow some of the medication from my clinic because there was a big snowstorm and the pharmacy that I am getting my meds from wasn't able to send my medication in time. So it's supposed to show up today, but I actually am heading into my job right now. And so I think it's supposed to be delivered at around like 4:30 or so, but I have to be at work at 3. So if I get the notification that it's delivered, I'm going to come back home and grab the medication. But for now, I'm going to just take what my clinic gave to me. So they gave me the ganilrelix and the low dose HCG. So those are the 2 medications that I have to injections I have to be taking. They're called like Stims. So if you hear me refer to injections or Stims, like that's kind of interchangeable. I'm hoping though that mine just get here in time so I can use mine and I can just return these ones that they gave me. I have to this is like a bacterial water of some sort, or antibacterial water that you put in this little thing to make the medication. And then I think the needles are in here, so that's fun. But I have to take 2 shots tonight. You have to do it between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. at night. So Alvin chose to do it around 7. So every single night now I'm gonna be doing 2 injections at 7 o'clock. I will be at work, so I'm actually packing my lunch bag because the low dose HCG has to be kept under refrigeration. So, and I'm also bringing my little like sharps box, I guess. Yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff. To bring alcohol swabs, and then I have these little ice packs so that way I can like numb the area, I guess, right before we do the injection. Hopefully it goes really well, and I will hopefully get some footage for definitely tonight. I want to, because it's like my very, very first one, but I probably won't do all. I think you have to do like around 7, well, minimum of 7 days of injections, because I have to go back to the clinic like every 2 days or so to get monitored. And I think they said that average is around 12 days, but I don't know if I'm gonna do all 12 days of injections on here. But I'm definitely gonna update you all, and then this will also include the egg retrieval as well, since that will be happening in about 2 weeks or so. Oh my gosh, you guys. My medication's supposed to be in there. How? Oh my gosh, I think this is like God's way of showing me that like it's all gonna work out. I haven't even taken any shots yet, and I'm like already emotional. Oh, this is gonna be a long 2 weeks. Okay, they came. This is a lot. This is a really big box. Do you see how big this is? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so much stuff. Huh. Okay, 7 o'clock, I'm waiting for Alvin to get here. I am in the paper room at work because, you know, I have to do my injections here. So I'm going to start getting everything set up, I guess, and we'll work from there. Let's see where I can put this. Okay, so I guess we're gonna do the ganilrelix first because that's just how it's labeled in the order, I guess. But the ganilrelix is this one that we have to insert this into. Here's the alcohol wipes, so we have to
take the lid off and wipe it down.
Yeah.
Or take the little purple part off.
Yeah, we have to take that off, wipe it down.
Should've got some gloves.
Flip off cap, wipe vial top with alcohol swab. Carefully twist and pull cap off the pre-filled syringe.
Yeah, so just keep it straight up and just slowly push down.
Okay. With the needle tip and the liquid, slowly pull back the plunger until...
How do you want?
1 inch. Ooh. Okay.
Alright. You want me to pinch or you?
Whatever you want to do. I mean,
I'll
that's
pinch.
kind of like...
Yeah, I'll
I
pinch.
mean, it's all fat, so...
You shush your lips. Alright. Here we go.
You already have it all the way in?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And pulling out. Okay.
I didn't even feel that at all.
Well, I tell you.
Interesting.
All right.
Flip. There we go. Okay, but it's still a 10.
Oh yeah, I barely tapped it.
It has to be same side. Like you can't do it like over
Yeah,
here,
yeah, of
but
course.
yes.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Damn. I feel like it hurts way more getting blood done. That doesn't feel like anything. Okay, all done. That was actually surprisingly easy. It did not hurt at all, and it's burning just a little bit, but we'll have to see if it bruises or not. But it's just like a very, very slight burn. The rest of, like, I was like, is it in? Like, are you sure? Like, because it don't feel like anything. So day 1 is done. Okay, it's gonna be day 2 of doing my stims. It is 7 o'clock and I'm gonna go ahead and get the medication and I guess like start mixing it up. Alvin said that he is on his way home. I have not had any weird symptoms that I know of yet. It is only going to be my 2nd day of stims, and I saw a lot of people say that it was around like day 5 and 6, like after, you know, it kind of had time to, you know, actually make your follicles start growing and stuff, whereas they started having some symptoms. But so far, I just feel regular. Yesterday went really well. I have heard that it's gotten worse as you progress, just because you're kind of poking around the same areas. But I have like no bruising or anything. I can show you what my belly looks like now. So there is just 2 little dots from yesterday's injections. Other than that, feeling regular, feeling total. I mean, I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, a baby, like we're finally going to have a baby, and I just keep picturing myself like around the house like, oh my gosh, I could be holding a baby soon. I mean, soon, you know what I mean, this year, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that is really cool. I'm trying to think very positive thoughts and think like this is happening, like it's going to happen this cycle. So hopefully it does. I feel like I'm just gonna forever have to
read it.
Yeah. This time? Well, yeah, my left side.
Oh, sorry. And rainbows. Oh, she felt that. The ice is definitely gonna help. Ice is definitely gonna help. She did not like that feeling, and I apologize, and we're out.
Yeah, I did feel the little hook. It wasn't as bad as getting blood drawn,
Okay.
though, but
Right.
yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Where'd you put that second one?
Literally right next to it.
Okay.
The other one's probably not as red because it just happened.
Today I actually did feel the injections, and it's actually been burning for about 20 minutes or so now, probably. Actually a little bit longer. It's been about 40 minutes now since we did my injections, or 35 minutes, and I have like burning kind of like around the injection site, but it's not anything terrible. Like it's on the scale of like a 1 out of a 10. So definitely not bad at all, but I definitely felt the needle this time, but still I would say it's less than like getting blood drawn. I felt it less than that. Okay, so today is day 4 of my Stims, which I obviously haven't done yet because it's not the evening, it's not 7 o'clock. But I did go to my first ultrasound blood work appointment at the clinic this morning. So my appointment was at 9 a.m. I had to wake up early, drive an hour and 20 minutes over there, and get all of that done, and then I drove home. I am now actually headed into work. I have to work the next 6 days, and I am closing all of them, so I won't be getting off until 11:30. What they saw today at the clinic is I have 2 follicles on my right side. They are measuring at 10 millimeters, I guess it would be, 10 millimeters and 9 millimeters. And then I have 2 on my left ovaries. Those are measuring both at 8 millimeters. And the doctor had said that we want them to get like closer to 21 before we would do the egg retrieval. I was waiting on like results from my blood test because they were waiting for those in order to give me more instructions for tonight and the next few days. And I did get those results. So my estrogen was 272. And they said everything is like looking just like normal and great. They did say they saw a bunch of other follicles. They were just like too small, because I think that they don't really measure them if they're like less than 6 millimeters. So I'm hoping that when I go for my next appointment that there will be more that can be measured. They are keeping me on the same doses. I am taking ganilrelix. That one is the 225 IU, I think I'm taking. And then I'm taking low dose HCG, which is just a 10 unit measurement of some sort. And then those are just, they're staying the same. I'm taking those again tonight. That's what I've been taking for the last 3 days. But then tomorrow night, I actually have to add a 3rd injection. It's the ganilrelix, and it's what keeps you from ovulating. So all of my 2 other injections I've been doing at 7 p.m. and then the ganilrelix you have to do at 10:15 p.m. Like, what a weird time. But I'm gonna be at work for all of those. So Alvin said he's going to stop by at 7 to do my first 2 shots, and then he usually goes home after that. So I guess he's gonna come back at 10:15 to do my other shots. But so far everything seems to be normal. I don't really have any weird symptoms other than just like bloating. Like there's like a heaviness, almost as if, it almost feels like I have to like pee all the time, like your bladder is full all the time, but nothing too crazy. I think that I'm gonna start getting like a lot more uncomfortable, starting to be like, from what I've read and seen from other people, like days 5, 6, 7, because they're starting to grow like a lot. The only thing I am nervous about is driving over there like every other day, just because I won't be getting a lot of sleep this week, and I'm guessing I'm gonna have to go Sunday, and then I'm probably gonna have to also go Tuesday and Thursday. So that's like 3 days of like from when I'm working, because I actually took off starting next Thursday. I will be off until like after the egg retrieval, which is really nice, but it kind of stinks that I couldn't take off like before that, just because that's 3 whole days that I'm going to be like really tired, waking up at 7 in the morning after only getting home. I mean, I probably won't even go to sleep until 12:30 or 1, because you have to like take a shower, and then you have to like try and relax, and you have to try and fall asleep. So I'm just hoping, like, especially with these meds, like a lot of people feel more fatigue because like all of your hormones are, you know, just at high levels. And so I'm hoping that I am not too tired, but I will give you all an update. I will probably show you all when I do my 3rd injection tomorrow. So tomorrow night I'll probably film, and then I'll do another update on Sunday after my appointment for that day. So my next injection I have to take is this isn't focusing probably because it's dark, but the ganilrelix or ganilrelix, I don't know how you say it. It's already in a like syringe, already ready to go. My boss was nice at work to let me leave. It has to be done at 10:15, so I will be doing this at work the next few days. This is to like prevent ovulation, but tonight's the first time we're doing this. I already did my 2 other injections. at 7. So we're gonna get ready for this one.
Like a child safety lock thing.
It looks like you might squeeze on these, maybe.
All right, it's 10:15 in 10 seconds.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, because they know.
Okay, so the ganilrelix shot, I just took it like, yeah, 20 minutes ago. Yeah, 20 minutes ago. And this one is causing a rash. I definitely felt like more of a burning sensation, and I'll show you like the rash now that it's kind of like been like that for 20 minutes. Okay, so you can see like this is the bruising that started today, has been stim day 5, and this bruising I woke up to this morning, so I think it was from yesterday's stims, the day 4 stims. And then this is the rash so far from the ganilrelix shot, or however you say that. Since I saw a lot of people getting the rashes in the IVF Facebook group I'm in, I'm not like worried about it. I'm just showing you all. That's been like kind of one of my only symptoms. I've definitely been like really tired and kind of like out of breath very easily. But other than that, everything else has been going great. And I go in the morning for my second ultrasound, which I am super excited about because I'm hoping that we see more follicles. Okay, hello and good morning. It is 9:29. I had to go to my appointment this morning, so I had to wake up early, and it is snowing out today. It's actually not super bad here where my clinic is, but I will pop in some footage. I took some footage like at home with just like how snowy it was when I left this morning. So hopefully it's not super bad when I'm driving back, but I made it, went to my appointment. They took my blood first, and so I will be waiting on those results. It takes a few hours to get those back, so I'll just do an update I guess later. But then we did the internal ultrasound, and my doctor, like, I think I like, so there's a bunch of different doctors that like help me out, and this one doctor, I think I prefer her the most because she's like so, like, she just gives me so many words of affirmation when she's like looking at my uterus. I know that sounds really weird, but like she was like, oh my gosh, like your lining looks incredible. She's like, ah, this is perfect. Like you're right on schedule, like perfect. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Like she's just like saying stuff like that, and it just makes me feel really good. But from the ultrasound, like she just measured like the biggest follicles that I have so far. So one was measuring at like a 13, but there were tons of other follicles. I could see them, and she was like, oh good, like all the rest of these are measuring at like a 10, and she's like, that's exactly what we want to see, is this like uniform, like coming together, like them all growing the exact same, you know, at the same time. It's still like what I said before, where like they have to get to a certain you know, measurement. So right now she said like all of those other ones are at like 10s, and I think that they have to get to like 21 in order for us to do the egg retrieval. But there looked like so many, because I was a little sad that they only mentioned like the 2 on the right and the 2 on the left like the other day, but all of those other ones were too small really for them to like measure or do anything with. And so I saw a lot, so I am hoping that it's a good outcome. I'm just excited because I get to go back again Tuesday at 8:30. I just love that like these, even though I'm not getting as much sleep because I'm closing, but I just love that like these appointments are just so quick, so it's like I always have something to look forward to. Everything is going great. They said I'm right where they want me to be, and that is a good thing because there's so many other things that can go wrong with IVF, and I'm just really glad that my body is responding like correctly to these medications. So I did just pick up a Starbucks in order to treat myself. So okay, now I need to go home because I have to work tonight. Forgive the noise, but I'm trying to defrost my car. It is 7 a.m. Literally only got off of work and got home at 11:45 last night. So I am running on hardly any sleep. This is the current degrees, 12. This is what I'm defrosting, but at least it is beautiful outside. That is nice and gorgeous. I'm just ready to like get coffee at Starbucks and be in the warm heat. Okay, you guys. So I forgot to update you all when I went to my last appointment, which today is February 17th. So my last appointment was the day after Valentine's Day. It was the 15th because I've been going every other day. And on that day, I had asked about whether or not I needed to order more of the ganilrelix shots because I only had 3 left at that time. And they were like, no, like let's wait until you come in for your Thursday appointment, which is today's Thursday. And they were like, you know, we might have to order 1 more after that, but we'll just wait and see at that appointment. They had said everything looked great. Literally my doctor's words at that time were, everything couldn't be more perfect. So I left that appointment feeling great, and my estrogen ended up being 2,112. Everything was going super, super well. And I've definitely felt like a lot of heaviness, almost as if, I guess this is what it feels like to be carrying a baby. But like it's just not like, it's not just bloating, and it's not just like, oh, I ate a big meal. Like it literally feels like there's extra organs in my belly, if that makes sense. So it's definitely been a little bit of a struggle, like bending over, like when I was like trying to put lotion on or like shaving my legs, things like that. It's like, I know that I'm squishing something because I like feel like the uncomfortableness, if that makes sense. Also have been pretty tired, but that's probably also a mixture of I was working 6 days in a row, closing, you know, at 11:30, and then having to wake back up at like 6:45 in the morning to get to my morning appointments. So that definitely took a toll. But last night was my last night closing, and now I will be off until after I have my egg retrieval and after I recover from my egg retrieval. So that's really nice. I should have at least a week off. And I went this morning for my appointment, and they said that tonight we're going to trigger. So I was actually shocked. I thought that, like in my head when I went to my Tuesday appointment, I thought, okay, like, you know, maybe I'll be triggering over the weekend and have egg retrieval on Monday. I did not think that they were going to say that like Thursday tonight was the day. So I went in there, and my doctor, this was a different one. There's like 3 actual IVF doctors that like do this clinic. And this was the first time that this doctor had seen me like in the last week or so. So like he hadn't really seen like my follicles growing. And so as soon as he stuck the wand in, he was like, whoa, we have an overachiever here, don't we? And I was like, thanks. They're just like so nice, and like they have tons of words of affirmation all the time, which like makes me feel really good. And so he counted a bunch of follicles. I believe he counted about 16 that were large enough and ready. And so they are having me trigger tonight, and my egg retrieval is scheduled for Saturday at 8 in the morning, and it's an hour and 20-minute drive over there. So I'm going to have to wake up really early, but I am very excited because I just cannot wait to see like the amount of eggs that we get. And it's just like, that's like the end, you know, of step 1. So I'll be really excited when it's time for the frozen transfer, which I need to remember to ask on Saturday when they think that's gonna be, if it's gonna be like April or May. I know you usually have to wait like a cycle or 2, but I'm not exactly sure, like, do I have to wait a full cycle or, you know, whatever. But I am super excited. So I am officially like gonna be taking my last shot tonight at 9:45, I think it is. I'll have to reread the directions. And then, yeah, like it's gonna be super great, and I am just really excited. So I'm going to bring my camera and hopefully get Alvin to film some of the retrieval. Maybe he could film like after it, obviously when I'm like in bed recovering. But I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited too, because like everything has gone really well so far, and like my body has responded so well, and hopefully that means that everything's gonna be good. $80 units on orange insulin syringe. And this also says 80 units. Ow.
I am sorry.
That's okay. Ooh, that hurts.
I am sorry. I am sorry. There's just a lot. There's just a lot. We're almost done. We are done. There's a lot of liquid, so.
Yeah, that was a lot.
At least you only had to do one.
Yeah.
How you feel? All the drugs. Hooked up to a little IV. There she is in all of her glory. Gown and all. Fun hasn't started yet. It's going too soon. Yep. So you feel a little bit better?
Yeah.
Nice.
When the doctor or the nurse was talking to me, I felt like cross-eyed.
Yeah.
I guess because I just woke up.
Mm-hmm. Still sleepy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some ginger ale.
The anesthesia works so fast.
Yeah.
Like, they wheeled me in, and then they had to like put my legs like up in the stirrup things and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just had me like breathe deeply, and then that was out.
Out like a light.
It's just crazy how fast that works.
Yeah. You were in and out.
Hello, so today is the day after my egg retrieval. Yesterday, I had my egg retrieval at 8 a.m. Well, we had to be there at 8 a.m. It was February 19th. We had done the trigger shot at 9:45 on February 17th. And then we drove all the way over to my clinic Saturday morning for the egg retrieval. It's like an hour and 20 minutes away. So I had to wake up really early, which I hate doing. And you know, you can't like eat or drink anything, like not even water, because you're gonna be under anesthesia. Everything actually went really well and a lot better than I expected it. It was definitely my first like hospital-ish kind of experience. I had been under anesthesia once before, actually just last month, because I got my wisdom teeth removed, and that was my absolute first surgery like ever, which I'm kind of glad that I had done that, because it definitely eased my mind with like the egg retrieval. I was definitely really nervous about the egg retrieval before that, but then after my wisdom teeth went really well, I wasn't as nervous for the egg retrieval. So we got there and they took us back to a little, like their little room, lab, surgery area. And they closed the curtain. It was actually a really nice room, really comfortable bed. And they had me take some Tylenol, like extra strength Tylenol at that point. And then you stripped down, well, you like try to pee, you know, as your last pee. And then you strip down, put on your gown, put on your hat. And then they strapped the IV to me, which and the doctor came in and like talked to me about like, you know, just the procedure in general and all that. Alvin then had to go give his sample, and they like had him sit like in the car or the waiting room until I was done. The procedure in itself, I think only took like 20 to 30 minutes. It was actually really fast, Alvin said. And they had given like, I don't know the names of drugs, but they had given something in my IV to just like relax a little bit, and they rolled me into the actual like surgery room, which that was actually kind of scary because it, you know, it was like really bright and there's like all of this like equipment everywhere. And at that point, they had asked me like my name, my birth date, and why I was there. And then they like put my legs like in the stirrups, like the stirrups were like really high like this, so your legs are like up like this. And then at that point they put oxygen on me, and then they said, all right, take some deep breaths. And after that, I woke up in the bed in the room, like back where we previously were. So I actually had like zero pain. At that time I had still been on the Tylenol like extra strength. It was still obviously like within its hours of working, and they had me try and pee again. I was not bleeding at that time, and I actually like currently even now like I have not bled at all. They give you a pad because some people might have like light bleeding or spotting, but I'm actually super surprised that I have not bled at all, like nothing. After they had me go pee again, then they told me the number of eggs. So we actually got 34 eggs that were retrieved. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna call you the next morning so that way we can let you know how many are mature and how many are fertilized. I actually did just get that call, but I'm just gonna go in order here. So at that point, I still like laid in the bed just for a little bit because they just wanna make sure that like the anesthesia is wearing off. But it was actually really quick. They said that some people recover for about an hour or so. Alvin said that we were probably in there less than 30 minutes, like from when I woke up. So I recovered really quickly and really well, which is actually the same experience that I had with my wisdom teeth. I must just, I don't know, do well with anesthesia, I guess, because like I don't wake up crying or emotional or in a panic or anything like that. I'm kind of like right there again. And then they removed the IV and you got dressed in your clothes again. Make sure you have comfy clothes. I had like sweatpants and a sweatshirt. And then we asked them to take a picture of us with the little sign that I made, which I'll pop that up here. So that was really great and fun. We drove home and we picked up McDonald's because like everything involving like infertility and stuff like that, they just have like, it's like a, you know, old wives' tale of like, you know, eating McDonald's fries is like good luck. So we got that because why not? And the rest of yesterday, I did just kind of do a bed rest day once I got back from my surgery. So we had put the little TV in our bedroom and I just kind of hung out in the bedroom. I tried to drink a lot of electrolyte. I had a bowl of cereal because I really wanted cereal. That was kind of it. I kind of just like watched TikTok and watched movies the rest of the night. And then I did take Tylenol again that afternoon at like 3 o'clock because that's when the first one was like wearing off. But I didn't really feel any pain. I just didn't want to like catch myself off guard because that's how it was with the wisdom teeth. Like you kind of kept up with your pain meds. Took it, but then I ended up not taking any more the rest of the night. And even this morning, like I woke up, I'm not in pain. I have a little soreness down like obviously where my uterus is and stuff, but I would say it's like a 0.5 on the scale. Like definitely not anything crazy. But yeah, I'm actually really, really surprised at how great I am feeling. I was preparing for the worst, which is what I was told to do just from like being in Facebook groups and stuff. So I'm glad, like I'm really happy that everything went really well. Now, I just got the call from the doctor. They called us today with the amount of eggs that are mature and the amount that fertilized. And then they are not going to touch them or look at them for the next 6 days. They're going to wait until Friday and they'll call us with how many embryos we have at that time, so that way we know how many that are going to be frozen. We started out with 34 eggs retrieved, but today the doctor said that after looking at them closely, only 14 of those were actually mature, but 12 of those have fertilized. So we actually are doing ICSI because ours is male factor infertility, and so the insurance did not cover it. We paid an extra $2,000 to do ICSI, but it was recommended by our doctors in order to have a higher chance of success. So normally what they would do is they would put your eggs in a dish with all the sperm, and whatever fertilizes would fertilize. With ICSI, what they do is they take the best quality sperm and they use a needle to put, like, actually inject that sperm into the egg to fertilize. So I feel like 12 is a really great number, especially if only 14 of them were mature. And the doctor said about half of that will probably make it to day 6. So we're looking at possibly having like about 6 frozen embryos at the end. I had asked about how long it takes for me to do my frozen embryo transfer because my doctor totally recommended, they actually recommend a lot for my clinic to do the frozen embryo transfer because it gives your body time to like heal and your hormones to come down and adjust. So we are doing a frozen transfer, and they said that will be in about 6 weeks. So I'm looking at sometime in April. Right now, my next step is I'm waiting for my period to show up. I've seen some people say it shows up in a few days, about 5 days. Some people it's been 2 weeks. So honestly, I have no clue when it's gonna show up. I just need to be careful with where I'm going. But I am off from work the rest of this week. So it would be nice if it showed up this week before I go back to work. Yeah, once my period shows up, then I'll be calling the clinic and they're actually gonna be putting me on birth control. I actually will have to start more shots in order to prepare my uterine lining and get everything ready for the frozen egg transfer. So I thought I was gonna be done with needles for a while, but I'm guessing not. But that is my update currently, and I am going to update you all on Friday for the last numbers, like the last frozen embryo numbers, and then I will end this video and I'll probably start a new one for the actual frozen embryo transfer into my hopefully positive pregnancy test. Yeah, so I'll see you on Friday. Okay, so it has been a busy past couple days. I wanted to update you all. I think the last thing that I had said was about how great I was feeling. Well, let me just take that back because I actually started feeling not so great. I ended up developing like a mild to moderate OHSS, which is the ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Because they had retrieved so many eggs, a lot of times this happens with like elevated estrogen levels. I actually had looked it up and my levels were almost 5,000. It was like 4,889 the night that I triggered. And so that kind of put me into a larger risk of getting this. And so what that means is that because you have so many like empty follicles and stuff, they fill up with fluid and they start leaking into your abdomen. So you have like a lot of bloating. Some people have like a lot of pain. I actually didn't have any pain, but my bloating got so bad that I felt like not hungry at all. I could hardly eat because like my belly was hard as a rock and just super large. It felt like I was gonna pop, literally. It was kind of one of the weirdest feelings ever because everything just like was pushing up here. And so after like speaking to the doctor and looking at what I should do, I ended up taking another bed rest day. So I just stayed in bed as much as I could. I had a heating pad and I drank a ton of fluids. I tried to drink a ton of electrolytes, a ton of water. I had hot tea. Also tried to eat a lot of salt and protein because I was told that all of those things would help. So actually after doing a whole day and like night of that, I did end up feeling a lot better the next day. I did go in for an ultrasound and an appointment and stuff like that just to make sure, and they checked. There was fluid, but I had started coming down by that time, and they really said that the only thing that you can do is kind of just like rest it out. And so I do feel a lot better now. I feel like my period's probably gonna show up in a few days, which is great because as soon as my period shows up, I get to start on the second round, which I'll be doing a separate video for that. And that will be getting ready for the actual transfer, which will be in about 6 weeks. But I wanted to share the happy news. So we ended up getting our results back. So we had started with 34 retrieved eggs. 14 of those were mature, so they had grown like large enough to actually do something with. Out of those, 12 of them fertilized. So they ended up giving me the final numbers, and we had 6 embryos that made it, which is actually exactly what they predicted. They said normally about half makes it from fertilization. So I'm just so incredibly happy. We have 6 embryos frozen, and I feel like that is just the perfect number, because throughout this whole process, especially being a Christian, there are some Christians that look down upon people that do IVF or IVF in general because of it being like playing God. And I understand that there are a lot of those gray areas of just like what's okay and what's not okay. And unfortunately, like depending upon the clinic that you're with, if you have extra embryos that you're not going to use, you only get a few choices. And for us, our clinic only gave us the choices of destroying them or giving them up to research, but they wouldn't actually be used in, you know, someone else having a child. And so we had just said to give them up to research, but I had prayed a lot that I really wanted God to just give me the amount of embryos that I felt like we could use. You know, I would feel so bad if I would have had like, I don't know, 15 or 20 frozen embryos that I knew there was no way we would be able to financially have that many children or even pay for the IVF that many times. But also I feel bad for the people that don't even get like the frozen embryos that they need. I didn't really want to have that on my conscience of, you know, oh, I had to get rid of part of my children, you know what I mean? And so 6 just feels like a really great number. If it works every single time when we transfer, I mean, 6 kids, I can totally see myself with 6 kids. I wanted to have 10 kids back in the day because I have 10 siblings. But even if we aren't blessed with getting pregnant on the first try every single time, I still feel like we can have a decent amount of kids trying with 6 embryos. So I just feel like it worked out exactly how God planned it for it to be. And I am just so incredibly excited. In like 6 to 8 weeks, I'm gonna be doing my transfer and I'm gonna be pregnant, and it's just great. Like, it is so weird to think that I went through IVF, or I'm currently going through IVF. Like, I did the first part and I'm getting ready for the second part. The first part is definitely like the most scary, but it's just crazy because never in a million years did I ever think that we would be going through this, that I would be an IVF mother. Like, it's crazy to think about it because I don't think anyone ever actually thinks about that, I guess. I mean, what little child that wants a family is like, oh, I might have to do IVF in the future? Like, you don't think about that. You really hope you don't have to. But whichever way we get our baby is fine with me. And I am just so incredibly excited. I ended up not doing genetic testing because it was very expensive. And I figured that even if we were getting pregnant naturally, we wouldn't be genetic testing our embryos. So we're just going to see what happens. And we don't know any of the sex either. So it's all gonna be a surprise until whenever I'm pregnant and I can figure that out. Super, super excited. Oh my gosh, soon, to think that I could soon have baby content on this channel, like, okay, I'm gonna end this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my journey, and feel free to ask me questions down in the comments and I'll answer them. But I will see you guys very soon in another video. Bye everyone.